Continue to route wires back along the frame rail to just behind the fuel filter canister. Remove the 6 screws around the outside perimeter of the outlet box. This will allow you to remove the panel and the cable from the outlet box assembly. Remove the conduit fitting from the rear of the outlet box. The outlet box is shipped with a coating of primer. It is intended to be painted. Choose the outlet box mounting location desired. And then mark the hole to be drilled. Center punch hole to be drilled, and then using an 1 3/8" hole saw, cut hole for conduit fitting. Deburr the sharp edges of the hole cut. Apply paint to keep the metal from rusting. After the paint has dried, install the conduit fitting into the outlet box through the hole that was cut and install metal lock ring onto the back side. Tighten conduit fitting. Mark the holes to be drilled and center punch. Then install 4 self-tapping screws to hold the box in position. Apply a small amount of wire pulling lubricant to the 5-conductor cable attached to the outlet panel. This will make it easier to pull through the conduit fitting since it makes a sharp bend immediately afterwards. Route the cable through the fitting towards the bottom side of the truck. Do not install the panel at this time. Leave enough slack so that you are able to pull the 12-volt wires through the same conduit fitting. Route the 12-volt wires into the conduit fitting and pull into the inside of the outlet box. Connect the blue and blue with white wires to the overtemperature light. This light is not polarity sensitive, so you cannot connect the wires incorrectly. Connect the red wire to E-stop terminal 3B. It may be helpful to use a pair of needle nose pliers to help seat this terminal to the E-stop switch. Connect the black wire to E-stop terminal 4B. Again, use a pair of needle nose pliers to help seat this terminal onto the switch. This time the panel is ready to be reinstalled into the outlet box. You might want to put some blue painter's tape around the box if it has been painted to prevent scratching the paint at this time. Carefully push the panel into the box while maneuvering the wires out of the way. Install the 6 screws around the perimeter of the panel to secure the panel to the outlet box. Remove the 2 nuts from the white wires on the terminal block. Also remove the grounding screw from the casing of the generator. Install the grounding strap that bonds the neutral wires of the generator to the ground casing of the generator. Install the grounding screw at this time. If not already done so, generator should be placed onto jack and raised into approximate position just behind fuel filter. Prepare the large 5-conductor cable to be connected to the generator by stripping approximately a 1/4 inch of insulation from each wire and crimping one of the provided ring terminals onto each one. This is what the wires should look like with the ring terminals properly crimped. Route the wires from the outlet box panel through the cord grip on the electrical cover for the generator. Connect the white wire to the upper left terminal labeled W1. Connect the black wire to the upper right terminal labeled V1. Install washers and nuts on these 2 wires at this time and tighten. Take care not to over tighten these small studs. Install the orange, red, and green wires anywhere along the ground terminal bus. It does not matter where these are connected as they are all bonded together. Again, install the washers and nuts and tighten. Take care not to over tighten. Coat connections with 3M liquid electrical tape to seal them from corrosion and moisture. This will also help prevent them from loosening up over time. Route the wires from the Muncie wiring harness for the overtemp switch through the rubber grommet and then connect these wires to the overtemperature switch. It does not matter which wire goes on which part of the switch, it is not polarity sensitive. Install the electrical cover onto the generator by inserting the rubber grommet for the overtemperature switch wires into the cutout on the electrical cover. Making sure that all wires are out of the way, carefully position the electrical cover onto the generator. Apply a small amount of white lithium grease to the screws for the generator electrical cover and then install into each hole. Only tighten the top two screws by hand. Do not tighten with a screwdriver in case they need to come off at a later date. Tighten the two bottom screws at this time. The cord grip can now be tightened to the large cable. The